Let's go ahead and share. Okay, let me make this bigger. View. Let's go to reading view. Am I sharing my screen? There we go. Let's give everybody a minute to get in to make sure that they can hear me and understand. I want to thank everybody for their time. Good energy today. I hope you can see me. Sun is doing a major one. How about that? Let me make sure everything is going live on YouTube the way that it should. Then I'm gonna go ahead and keep going. Make sure to pray and keep us pushing. Okay. Yes. And we're live. Welcome to everybody. Thank you for tuning in and coming in. Just a minute in, I'm gonna give it a little bit of time. So you want to see that? Make sure I'm live and in here and can see it. I see it, but it's not really letting me join. Anyway, God bless everybody. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming. I don't want to overspeak it today. Work with me with this light because maybe it's better if I do it this way. Work with me with this light so that you can hopefully see me better, but I'm in the corner anyway. And we'll just go from there. Okay? That's better. Light is better this way. So let's push forward. Today we're going to be talking about building wisdom and wealth, um, how you can understand personal and business credit using Nav and CreditStrong, eCredible, different forms and of building your business and personal credit, right? And actually being able to monitor your personal and business credit, right? It's good for you. So if you tuned in today, that's what we're going to be talking about. I just want to thank you for your time. I'm not going to sit here and waste any more time. We're going to get straight into it. But before we do, as you all know, I like to start with prayer. So we would just like to say, first, giving all glory and honor to God, we want to thank you for this day, for being here, for the opportunity to learn, still being in the land of the living, taking our time, learning, opening our minds to different concepts, um, and perspectives. So thank you for that. So, Father, thank you for wisdom. Thank you for discernment. Thank you for encouragement. Thank you for divine strategies to help us become better people, better stewards of everything you've given us, which is time, opportunity, finances, health, strength, whatever it could be. Teach us to be good stewards over what you've given us at all times, to be thankful and just really being in the know of what's going on. Help us to understand financial systems and the new financial systems that are here. Help us understand investing and how to use them and walk in the freedom and with responsibility, right? So due diligence in all things. God, we give you the glory, honor, and power, and we thank you for being who you are. It is so. It is written. Amen. Right? So I'm glad everybody said that. We're here now. Glory be to God. So let me just start off by asking everyone a question, which is your credit doesn't define you, right? Well, it's a statement. Your credit doesn't define you, but it can definitely delay you. Learn it, grow it, and use it wisely. So, with that being said, your credit doesn't define you, but it can delay you. Everybody knows, especially in the United States, if you don't have good credit or decent credit, you're paying and just basically giving money away. And why is that? Well, because if your credit isn't good enough, you're going to pay more money. You're going to be denied access. It's just not going to be what you want it to be. All right. So that's something for you all to think about as we move forward with these things. All right. So today, the objective of this class, you're going to walk away knowing what personal and business credit are. You're going to have a great understanding of that. You're going to know how to use Nav and CreditStrong wisely, effectively to help you in your personal life as well as your business. What will help your credit, what will hurt your credit. Um, how to build both types of credit strategically at the same time. So that's what I want you all to know, what tools and services are available to help assist you and that can get you going in the right direction. And then we're going to end talking about some of the topics that we're going to start talking about over the next few weeks, which include DeFi, crypto, customer service strategies, affiliate marketing, things that can help you scale and grow your business. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I was trying to look on YouTube to see um if I can get into my live so I can see if I have any questions. All right. All right. Now, from teaching points, right? I just want you all to understand what is credit. Well, credit is your reputation as a borrower. All right. So if you want to go borrow money, you have to have a good reputation. Somebody that speaks on your behalf, your past transactions should speak for you to say that you paid something off on time or before time. You did what you were supposed to do, right? So credit is your financial reputation. You want to have a good reputation. It shows how well you handle money that you borrow, right? So if you have a credit card, that's credit. Credit card. Are you paying on time? Are you only paying the minimum balance? How long have you had the balance? How long have you had the card? Is it maxed out? Do you have any loans? Whether it's a house, a car, jewelry, um, motorcycle, boat, it wouldn't matter. Have you had any type of loan? If so, how long were the terms? Did you pay it off on time? Or were you delinquent? So these are just some of the things I want you to think about, right? So credit is used to determine whether you get a loan or a card, what interest rate you will pay. So the more you work on your credit, the more you pay off, the more, you know, types of credit that you have established, the better off you'll be. If you have a car loan and you've been paying that on time, you have a good chance of going in. Say you want to take out a loan for Kay's jewelry. Well, if you pay the car off, if you had something before and you're paying on time, it helps you. If you have a credit card and you pay that on time, you're not being late. You're paying the actual amount, and even better when you pay it off in full, your credit will go higher. So this is what they look at. So that's what credit is. Credit also helps you on the business side to tell whether you qualify for business funding or not. Some people can leverage their personal credit for business credit, meaning they will look at your personal credit. And if you have good credit, they will then put it on your business side and loan you credit that way too. If not, it'll take you about 2 years to build it up, and you can go through, tier one, two, and three of like gas cards, Quill and Granger, Home Depot, Lowe's, stores like that. And it costs you more money over time, which is what I'm going to speak about today. So I just want you all to be able to think about that and go from there. All right. And even with insurance and employment, in some cases, this is happening all over the world. If you don't have car insurance, or if you keep letting it lapse, that goes up, or they don't have to insure you, right? A lot of employers now are looking at your credit history before they hire you to see whether or not you are a liability or if, somebody else will be able to get to you. So these are great things to think about. Your credit has an impact in every area of your life. All right. So don't take that lightly. Don't take that lightly at all. So having good credit only helps you. Having bad credit will hurt you. You're going to pay more in the long run. And why is that? Because you don't have anything, like your credit's bad. So when you go get a mortgage, the interest rate is going to be crazy. You're going to be paying double the price. If your credit is bad and you're trying to get a car, you might have to go to these mom and pop places, and then that cause a problem. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, you wouldn't. So having bad credit actually hurts you. And it's the same thing in your business credit. Don't go ruin what you have going on. So I just want you all to be able to just think of that as we go further. Now, why credit matters? Like I said, it's your financial reputation. In certain countries it's different, right? So you could say like, oh, I have this, I have that, um, and that's fine. In America, you have to have credit for anything. If you want to move into an apartment, they're going to run you what? Your credit. If you want to buy a car, they're going to run your credit. For certain jobs, they're going to run your credit. Credit is king over here, not cash. Credit. Okay. And that can help you get to some cash, right? And liquidate. And it's used for pretty much everything. You can go to Ashley's Furniture. They're going to do what? Offer you a line of credit if your credit is good enough, right? You need to go to the bank, you need a loan, you need some funding, you need some extra this, that, and other. Your credit will speak for you, right? So the stronger your credit is, the more options that you have. If you don't have strong credit, you don't have many options. You're going to be denied access into certain rooms, into certain levels, and it's hard to increase your capacity when you don't have decent credit, right? And by decent, I'm meaning 650 and above. Some people say 630. Some people tell you 580. If you want to be in there with the elites and do all this other stuff, guess what? I would tell you have a 700 above, 720 above. All right, but it just depends on what you're doing. Take small steps to get to where you need to be in order to do a better job and work on your credit if you need to. And today we're going to talk about how you can get help doing it. All right. So, um, an example would be you want to buy a house. The bank's going to pull your credit, right? So if your score is a 580, you're going to be denied. You're going to be denied, more than likely not. But if you had used CreditStrong or a self account earlier, something that you were actually monitoring and knew what your credit score was, excuse me, you could have had a 680 and been approved. So knowing your credit and how to use it is very, very important. All right, so let's go to the different types of credit. And right now we're just talking about personal credit and business credit, right? So for personal credit, that's tied to your social security number, as we all know, right? It's used for personal loans and credit cards and whatever you need that's personal, right? School, education, whatever. And then you have your business credit, which is tied to your EIN and business name. So just like personal is for you, yourself, and your social, business is for your business name and that EIN number. And that's used for loans and vendor credit with stores and things like that. So both of them are very important. Both of them you need to be paying attention to, and you need to have them good on both sides. All right. So let me just go through this here. All right. Um, Now that we know the difference between the two, personal is linked to your social security number, business is linked to your EIN number. All right. So the credit bureaus for personal are TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. All right. Those are the three major ones. And for business, the three major bureaus are Duns and Bradstreet, Experian Business, Equifax Business. Of course, they have Lexi and all is different ones. We're talking about the top three. Okay. We're just talking about the top three. So therefore you can understand that. Um, and of course the use. If it's personal, you can use it for cards, credit cards, mortgages, auto loans, things like that. For business, vendor accounts, credit lines, business loans, all those type of things. You understand? right? Is it more to that? Yes. Today's the overview. When I start breaking down these other uh business bureaus that they report to and why, that will make sense. I'm giving you the top three today so you can understand, right? So you need both to separate personal risk from business growth. That's why you don't run them together. All right. So that's for you to just think about. All right. Oh, hello to everybody. I appreciate y'all for joining in. So that's what I want you all to think about. So, matter of fact, did I upload this to the group? If I didn't, I'll do it as soon as I get off here so you can see it. And you can always go back and look at it. Because trust me, I had like 30 slides. I said, not today. We'll break that down smaller. And then we'll always go back in and get to the meat and potatoes, okay? So, personal credit, your social, all right? Personal things, business, your EIN number, and your business name. Separate the two. Personal, they report to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Business side, DNB, Experian Business, Equifax Business. All right. Now, what I do want to harp on is the score range. Okay. So for personal, it's always usually 300 to 850. I'm always sitting in like, I don't know, 828, 32 or something like that in that range. Okay. But for business, the credit score is from 0 to 100. To get approved for most things in business, you need an 80 paydex score. And that's what they call it, a paydex score. You need about an 80, right? When I went into the bank in Truist and wanted to get a credit card and this, that, and the other, I had an 80. I'm going to tell you here shortly how I got to that, how to do it easier for you and you don't have to go opening up all these massive accounts. I'm going to tell you the mistakes I've made and how you can overcome that. So stick with me. All right. But your personal credit, 300 to 850. Business, which is very important. That's what I would tell people. Try to do everything in business name. Now I'm on the business sector. It's 0 to 100. Once you get about an 80, you can get any and everything you need and then some. All right. So there's that. I just want to tell you all that. Now, all right. Let me give you a scenario, okay? Um, as you see here, you have a 580 credit score, right? And you want to reach to 680 in 12 months. You can definitely do it. It's very easy. Matter of fact, you can probably go higher than that, depending on what you can pay. The best thing I tell people is learn to tell yourself no, right? Because Netflix is not making you any richer. Okay, McDonald's and Starbucks can wait a minute. That's a want, not a need, right? So I don't want to go off into that type of tangent, but just let me give you this example of things that could help you. So let's use Credit Strong, right? What is Credit Strong? Let's talk about that. It helps people with no credit or bad credit by offering a credit builder loan, right? So that's why I put some of this here where you can open a Credit Strong account. They have different amounts of funding. I'm just using 15 for an example. Some of them 15, some of them 20, some of them 30, right? That you pay per month. And what does it do? It adds on time payments to your credit mix and your history length. So it helps you build your credit, right? So $15 each month, yeah, you can get from a 580 to a 680 in 12 months. You paid a little bit more, short amount of time, right? So Credit Strong helps people with no credit and bad credit, right? By offering credit builder loans, right? You can pay small monthly fees as low as $15, right? And that payment is reported to three personal bureaus, right? Which is Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, right? So you're building history without borrowing any type of real money. You're just going in and making a payment. Now it's gonna get greater later, so just stick with me. All right. Now, let's say, and I'm gonna use a personal example right now. I'll get to this business example in a second. So say a mom with a 570 score joins Credit Strong. She pays $15 a month, and after 12 months, her score is 680. So a whole year, right? Time is on the side. Now that she has a 680, she's now ready for a car loan or to apply for a rental car, something like that, without a cosigner, right? So if you're having trouble with what you actually happen to do with your credit, and that's fine. I always tell people if you can find somebody to help you clean or clear your credit, that's great. But if it's on your credit and it's saying something saying settle and things like this, and you need to raise your credit score, this is a good opportunity to do that with a credit suite, right? And this is on the personal side. I'm going to get to some other things on the business side that can help you. All right. So now I'm going to give you a business example, and then I'm going to tell you what you can use for the business side and the personal side, right? So you start an LLC, right? And you want a loan within 12 months. All right. So you have a few choices that you could do. You could leverage your own credit if you have decent or good credit. If not, what we're going to talk about today is called Nav, right? So in these slides is the domains, the emails, everything. You don't have to go looking for it, or you can Google and go right to it. So Credit Suite, CreditStrong, and Nav. That's what we're talking about today. These three are everything that you need and then some. And I've tried them, I've used them, and they work for me. So that's why I'm speaking on them. Okay. So if you have an LLC and you want a loan within 12 months, Nav can help. Well, what is Nav? What does Nav do? Nav is a credit monitoring and financing tool for businesses. They monitor your credit, they tell you everything that's reporting. It pulls in data for your business and financing tools, right? So this is the best one to me, what I'm getting ready to talk about. So monitor your business credit score. So when you want to know what your paydex score is, Nav will tell you. And you can put your personal information there too. It'll help you with that as well. All right. So it's not just one thing. Um, it shows you areas of improvement, what you need to do to make your credit score higher, how much you can play around with it. Very beautiful, right? It's recommended for best lenders. All right. So let's go more into that. All right. So what is NAV? This is what I want to tell you more about. Like I told you, it's a credit monitoring and financing tool for businesses, right? So it helps small business owners, Lord, but I don't care who it is. It helps everybody, right? You can track your personal and business credit score side by side. If you have more than one business, it'll show you all of them. Your personal score, it'll have that there too for you. And it's updated every 2 weeks. All right. So if you want to track you say, hey, I need an 80 paydex score to go get this loan or to apply for this credit card. It's going to tell you exactly what it is. And that's what the bank or whatever financial institution is going to see. Right. Um, and then it helps you understand what lenders see because it'll tell you lenders are looking for these top 5 points. And then it'll tell you whether you meet those points or not. And it will also grade you and tell you you're 100% you'll be approved for this. 87% chance of being approved for this, this, and this. And it'll start giving you recommendations, things like that, right? Um, so if it told me which credit cards I would be able to apply for and have the highest chance of approval rating, right? For credit cards and for loans. And then it also told me what the financing institutions were looking for, right? So if you say you had a food truck or something, it would tell you, um, this is when it's compatible with your business because you have a lot of money coming in through PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, and you can show money being cycled and money being in there. You could just run a report from QuickBooks and you will be approved. Because some people don't want your credit score and this, that, and the other. They want to see that you have money coming in. If they see money flowing, you'll be able to get any type of financing you want, right? Some of them want to see bank statements. Okay. So it's different for everything, but they just break it down on nav.com to tell you these things. And it helps you build your business credit. Do this, apply for that. And it also reports to all the business bureaus. So you can have a trade line with them. We're getting ready to talk about what a trade line is and some other things. I just want you to be able to understand that, right? So it's going to pull data inside of NAV for your personal and business credit. And if you don't want to put your personal stuff in there, you don't have to. It doesn't have to pull it for you. You could do it strictly business. But if so, it's going to pull from D&B, which is done in Bradstreet, Experian Business, Equifax Business, and you know, and then with NAV, there's a thing called NAV Prime. Your monthly fee is reported as a business trade line. Remember, we're getting ready to talk about what a trade line is. So that helps you build your business credit as well. So remember, we just talked about Credit Strong. Well, NAB does both personal and business, and it can report as a trade line. Can you have two trade lines? Yes. It only helps you. You don't have to. Totally up to you, right? So I just want to make sure I'm not confusing you. NAB is for personal and for business. And if you want to do the NAV Prime, it will report as a trade line to your business. And this helps you when they can see your personal score plus your business score. They can tell you what to apply for, who's looking for what, and what you're the best candidate for. So to me, right, I just wanted to say this because this helps more when you are dealing like with me. In the beginning, I started with the whole tier one system. I went to Quill, Granger, and all these people. Usually you have to pay a $99 fee for the whole year to even order from them or subscribe. Plus, you're paying whatever bill you get back, in 30 or 45 days, whatever net account that you get. Yes, it does build your business credit, but most of the time, they only report to one person. Here, these are reporting to all. Some of them report to four and five, right? And we'll talk about them later. But this helps you. Well, instead of spending that $99, I didn't need nothing from Quill. I could have just went straight to Nav and paid the $30 a month or something like that. And that in 2 months, you really with me it was 1 month, but in 2 months, your paydex score is 80. Simple. So um, I just want to throw that out there. All right. So here's a real world business example. You open a landscaping LLC and NAV tells you your business credit is thin, meaning you need some work, and it's going to tell you how to fix it. You follow their suggestions to open a net 30 account and say you have, I don't know, it's landscaping. So maybe you go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get one of their net 30 accounts. Why? Because they sell a lot of landscaping equipment and you would be buying from there anyway, right? Um, and you would be able to build up 3 months of good history of you paying. And then after you pay that, you can go in and apply for what? The business credit card because your credit will no longer be thin and it's actionable and you're able to do it. So that's just something I want you all to think about, okay? That's why we're talking about this today. This is very imperative for you personally and for your business, right? Um, so why is NAV important? Because it monitors your personal and business credit. It shows scores from multiple bureaus, right? So if you want to see Experian Business, Equifax Business, Dun and Bradstreet, Lex, all these different ones, it's there. All right. It recommends funding based on profile. Um, and if you have NAV Prime, it does everything because it will report a trade line to build business credit. And you always want trade lines. Okay. So this page is kind of self-explanatory, but I did just want to go over that so that you could understand. That's why I take the time to go over examples so that there's no confusion or you have the time to ask questions and we can get some clarification. Thank you. All right. Now we're going backwards a little bit, but Credit Strong. Remember, we just went through this. I don't know why this is out of order. It's okay. Credit Strong is a credit building loan account that helps individuals. I'm sorry, I was on Credit Suite, huh? So Credit Strong. Anyway, Credit Strong, we're back. This is great. Let me just tell you about some other services like Nav and Credit Strong, right? So some other services like Nav and Credit Strong are self, right? It's similar to Credit Strong because it also builds your savings account. I'm gonna have this in a PDF and I'm gonna put it in the group files after we finish, so you don't have to worry about all that, okay? Kickoff. It's a $5 monthly trade line with no hard inquiry, right, on your personal behalf, right? Grow Credit. That uses subscription payments like Netflix and things like that that you have subscriptions to build credit. Now, if you got them, this could help you. All right. Other business, and that's for the ones I just said, self, kickoff, and grow credit. That's for personal credit. So if you want to build your personal credit up, self, similar to Credit Strong, also build savings if you want to do a savings account. Kickoff, $5 monthly trade line, right? No hard inquiry. Grow credit. Use the subscription payments like Netflix, Hulu, Tulu, and Pulu, everybody who you own to build business credit, right? That's personal. Let me give you some more for the business side of it, okay? Other business credit tools include Credit Suite. I love them. They help you with grants. They help you with a lot of things. You just pay a monthly fee and it reports as a trade line to all the business bureaus and it helps you, right? I love people. They help me and I can help them and they're going to tell me my score and they can work on me and help me what's going to do it, right? So Credit Suite and Credit Strong are very great tools. I've used both. All right. That's what I'm telling you. Okay. Tilful, well, that's part of Nav now. So you can look at that at Nav. Um, Fundera. A lot of people have seen that. A lot of times they do stuff based on income or your bank statements. Fundera, right? Um, Divvy. I love Divvy. When I first started my first business, I didn't have any funding. I went to Divvy. I didn't have anything to show but besides my EIN, and they could see that that was active, and they just automatically gave me 2,000. No social, no credit history, nothing. They just gave me $2,000. All right, so Divvy I know works, and then Brex I love so much because it offers cards with no personal guarantee of qualified. If you have an 80 paydex score, you can get Brex. I love it because you can pay your rent with it. It shows up as an ACH. You get all kind of points from it, just like Built. It's wonderful, right? So I just wanted to tell you some of those things. But right now, let me get back to what is Credit Strong. So we talked about it, but Credit Strong is a building loan account that helps individuals, right? You can establish more positive payment history. You can build personal credit without real debt. This helps you improve your credit mix. Your credit mix is what determines your score in certain percentages, right? Whether you have a loan, um, credit cards, how long you've had them, whether they've been on time, all these type of things, right? And it's FDIC insured. A lot of people like to know that. Okay, so let's keep going. Like we talked about with Credit Strong, all you got to do is go in and choose a plan. The example I gave you is $15 a month, but each credit line that you can go in and pick from, $15, $20, $30, $50. All of them report a different amount of money. The higher the money, the greater for your credit score. Wonderful. Your funds that you are putting in there paying each month are locked in the savings account, right? And monthly payments are reported to the business bureaus, you understand? Um, and funds are returned at the end minus whatever fees that they're charging you. So whatever you agree to when you sign up, okay? And that's good and personal for Credit Strong. So I want you all to just think about that, okay? Good options now. You need to help yourself personal and business wise, okay? So a lot of people can apply and they'll say, "Oh, why would I go do that and I have to use my social?" It's no hard credit pull. Okay, okay. Um, a loan is created. If you say I want to pay $15 for 6 months, okay, well that's what the loan is slated for, right? You have control over whatever you want to do. Funds are locked in savings. You just make the monthly payments. Payments are reported to the credit bureaus. And at the end, when it's over with, you can receive savings back at the end minus the fees. Okay. So that's why I wanted to put that here so you can understand. Now, trade lines. All right. The building blocks of credit. So what are trade lines? Each loan or each credit card or each account that you have is a trade line. Okay. So I want people to understand it. I'm like, oh, well, why would you say that? Well, because that's the truth. Because if you have a line of credit, that's a trade line. If you have a credit card, that's a line of credit. You still pay these things back, right? It was given to you on the worthiness based on your credit score, correct? If you get a loan, the same thing. All these are trade lines. Okay. Um, so business credit, like so with vendors accounts like Nav, Now, Nav Prime, remember, they report trade lines. So when people say, oh, you need to go buy a trade line from somebody, why would you need to buy a trade line and go pay $500 a month from somebody else when you can go to places like Nav, Credit Suite, or CreditStrong to help yourself out, personal and business, okay? It builds your credit history. It helps you. Um, maybe you need to revamp yourself, okay? So all these things are a beautiful thing. So that's what a trade line is. Any type of form of credit is a trade line, okay? So you don't have to go do all this stuff you see people on TV talking about. Oh, I need a person in the middle of social media. I need to go do this. I can just pay them $300 a month. You paying way above what you need to be paying. That you could just do it yourself. Time is your friend when it comes to credit. So be sure to do that, okay? Over time, it'll get better. It get greater later. Y'all know I love to say that. All right. Um, so for a personal credit building plan that could help you, start with Credit Strong or a self account. Just pay your bills on time, keep credit usage low, and you can monitor with Credit Karma or Experian or on Credit Strong. These places have it where you can see your credit. You're paying them anyway. Okay? That's one way you can do it to help yourself build personal credit, right? So for business credit building plan, what I love to tell people, if your business is registered, whether it's the LLC or corporation, all right, nonprofit, whatever it could be, and you have your EIN number from the IRS, which is you should, and you open up a business bank account, then you can go get vendor accounts. And in the event that you don't want to sit around here and go get all these vendor accounts from Quill, Granger, and whoever else, that's fine. You can go use Nav Prime. All right. So you can monitor your personal and your business credit with them, and you can have trade lines reported. Okay. And you can pick more than one. Time is on your side. That's what I'm telling you. So just get into it. So why credit monitoring is crucial? Well, who reports where? You would need to know that and why it matters. Okay. So on your personal credit report, people do put the wrong stuff on there sometimes. You want to be able to detect errors and fraud. All right. Know when scores change. If your score has went up or down, you would need to know why it dropped. Maybe you forgot to pay something. Maybe they reported something wrong. Don't be surprised when you go into banks in different places and you're trying to do all these things. You need to see what the lenders see. You understand? So this helps you make informed decisions and make improvements based on what you see and what you know. You're only as good as what you know. So put yourselves in the right rooms with the right access by understanding your credit, by monitoring your credit and getting ahead of the game. Okay. Now, what hurts your credit? Well, late payments. If you're paying late, if you're not paying on time, if you're missing payments, what does that tell them? You mismanaged something somewhere, and what you mismanage, you lose. All right, so their credit score gonna go down. If on the personal side, if you have a $10,000, um, if you have a $10,000 credit card and you spent 9,500, your credit score is gonna go down because your utilization is too high. It's more than 30%. All right. On the flip side, on the business side, if you have a $10,000 card and you spend 9,800, they don't care. Your score is not going down. Long as you're paying, it's going to keep going up. That's why I tell people it's better to get things in your business name than it is in your personal name because the credit is flip-flop. It works totally different. And that's why I'm here to tell you these type of things. All right. If you have things in collections that you didn't pay, that you didn't settle, that you just don't care about, that hurts your credit. All right. And then excessive hard inquiries. So if you keep inquiring, if you apply for a credit card and you apply for three in a day, they looking like what's happening here that they need so much stuff at one time. Spread it out. Be sporadic. If you're with me and under me, you understand who you can apply for with a soft pull. You understand what credit cards report to what bureaus and things like that. You don't want to do all this in one day. It can hurt you. So I just want you all to think about that. Okay? So again, remember, let's go over this. Building business credit, what you need to do, remember, if you have a business, LLC, S Corp, any type of corporation, it wouldn't matter, nonprofit, get your EIN number, right? Open business checking, list your business with 411 or whatever it is, apply for vendor accounts like Uline and Quill, monitor with Nav, whatever that could be. Use CreditStrong or similar, Credit Suite, or all these things that I've been telling you about, okay? So be ready for that. Remember, your personal credit is 300 to 850. Your business credit is from 0 to 100. And you usually need an 80 payday score to get whatever it is that you want to get, okay? So that's what has to happen. All right. Um, Experian business for business reporting, it reports to IntelliScore. All right. Equifax business reports to the business credit score. We'll talk about this another time. I'm just telling you today so you could understand. All right. And then SBFE, Small Business Financial Exchange. It feeds into all these others. This is what the bank uses to get your credit scores for your business. All right. And then Dun and Bradstreet, that's the one that uses the payday score from 0 to 100. And you usually need an 80 or above to get whatever you would like. All right. Now, vendors and lenders who report. So Uline, Quill, and Granger, yes, they report, but they report to Dun and Bradstreet. Okay. Nav Prime, it reports to all three, really all five. We're gonna go with the top three right now, okay? Divvy and Bricks, they report to Dun and Bradstreet and Experian. All right. Credit Strong and Self, they report to all three credit bureaus. So I always try to tell people like Credit Strong, it reports to all three. Nav Prime, it reports to all three. I go to the places that report to everybody because why? You need your credit score, whoever they're looking at under Equifax, Experian, Duns and Bradstreet, whatever, that your credit score levels are there. Okay. So when do they report? Monthly. They report each month. Um, you can see a change within usually 30 days. When with your credit score, if you're in beginning change to about 80 within 30 to 45 days, max 60. Okay. So some only report after your first successful payment. The sooner you do it, the better off you are. Okay. I just want you all to know that. Now, let's get into a real world scenario. You start an LLC, like I said, and you want a 25K loan. You use Credit Strong for personal, or you use Nav Prime for business. Or you can use Nav Prime for personal and for business and get a trade line reported, okay? You track monthly, and it's going to tell you when and who to apply to and your percentage of getting approved for it. It's a beautiful thing, okay? All right. Now, um, that's what we had to talk about today. I just want to say, and I'm getting ready to do a whole recap so you can understand. But the final takeaway is that credit is a long-term investment. Nothing happens overnight. You don't need to think you're finna wake up and you at 100. That takes time. It doesn't have to take that much time. You could do all this stuff within 90 days. You could do it within 45. How active do you want to be? All right. Use NAV and Credit Strong and Credit Suite smartly. Personal and business credit, that opens doors for you. That's a different level of access. That's a different level of credibility, and it helps you scale. Okay. So always make sure you monitor, protect, and grow. All right. So these are just some things I want you all to think about. Um, and just for a bonus that I wanted you all to know, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. Okay. I think I would rather have a good name, a good reputation, and good credit than going to deal with all the rest of this. Okay. So your credit doesn't define you, but it can delay you. It can deny you a lot of things. So learn it, grow it, and use it wisely. That's the best things that I can tell you because you know, That's the most important thing. So let me just sit here and get some face value time now just to tell you what's coming up next because we have a lot of great things that's coming up. Um, so next we in the next 2 or 3 weeks this is what we're going to be learning about because I can never pinpoint the time because I always come up with more topics. We're going to be learning the intro into DeFi, right? Decentralized finance, right? Blockchain, financial freedom. These are the new world systems, right? But before we get there, I do want to talk about crypto, and how that can help entrepreneurs and businesses, and how you can accept crypto, getting paid globally. We talk about that a lot, and storing value. Why do I put so much emphasis on globally? Simply because you shouldn't have your money just in American markets. You all see what's happening. Look outside, look at the news. It's there. All right. Um, Start training your mind to be international with a lot of things because your business may need to be international. If you want to grow and expand, you will want to do business with other people. Don't limit yourself. That's all I'm saying. Increase and expand your capacity. Okay. We're going to start talking about customer service, why that's important, customer service systems that can scale, CRM tools, automation, AI, chatbots, um, plus the importance of human communication. We're also going to start talking about um, the importance of you doing affiliate marketing, more marketing strategies, things that are only going to help you. I'm only here to give you value. So I hope you've been receiving value. And if you're actually acting on the things that we talk about and discuss here in these knowledge transfers, it's only supposed to help you. So um, just give me some time to say, God is great. God is good. God, I thank you for this. I thank everybody for their time. Lord, thank you for your knowledge. Let us use it wisely to build legacies and bless others, right? Strengthen our hands for wealth and our minds for stewardship. Amen. Now, for you all's homework, what I would like for you all to do before I open the floor. Matter of fact, if y'all got any questions, go ahead and tell me now. You can chat it. You can do whatever you need to do. But go look at Nav. Go look at CreditStrong. Go look at Credit Suite. I'm getting ready to upload this into the Facebook file so you can see it. Maybe you need to pull your credit report from Credit Karma or whoever you got now. It's all kind of credit places. It should be free. Um, Start thinking about net vendors, right, to open an account with, and write down your short-term and long-term credit goals, okay? And we can go from there. But I'm getting ready to upload this on YouTube. I'm gonna share it in Facebook. I'm gonna upload uh this PowerPoint into YouTube. So if anybody got any questions, let me know now. Let me check this phone. Let me know now. But I do thank you for your time. To God be the glory. God is light. God is love. All right. So I know I kept you all long. I thank you for being with me while I was sick. I thank you for joining today. Um, I got some major things going on, so that's why I had to shift the days. But I do thank you for your patience and for working with me. So God bless all of you. So I'm gonna just give it 2 minutes to see if y'all got anything for me. And you know, we can go from there. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And if there's any other topics you all want to talk about, because we're getting ready to start talking about some things we got going on with farming and some other things. But besides me talking, I'm gonna actually show you. And we got some great things going on in South Carolina. We get ready to delve into with farming and agriculture and investment opportunities too. So y'all be on the lookout for the South, right? I don't like to do too much talking until so you can see it and we can back it up that way, right? But be prepared. Thank y'all. Big salute to everybody. Much love to everybody. God bless. Let me know if y'all need anything. Thank you.